Bash the teacher characters and their favorite snacks. Ms. Thunderface, Takis, Madame Guzzleguts, Pocky, Sergeant Jughead, Lay's, Professor Bumfluff, Cape Cod, Madame Pudding, Popcorners, the Headmaster, Smart Food, Dr. Trundle, Ruffles, Tutorbot 3000, Doritos, Coach Feeblebones, Fritos, Primitive Pam, Cheetos, Miss Chimneypot, Pringles, Mr. Nerdburger, Goldfish Crackers, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite candies. Ms. Thunderface, Nerds, Madame Guzzleguts, Starburst, Sergeant Jughead, Sour Patch Kids, Professor Bumfluff, Hershey's, Madame Pudding, Laffy Taffy, the Headmaster, York Candy, Dr. Trundle, M&M's, Tutorbot 3000, Airheads, Coach Feeblebones, Milk Duds, Primitive Pam, Reese's, Miss Chimneypot, Three Musketeers, Mr. Nerdburger, Skittles, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite apps. Ms. Thunderface, Twitch, Madame Guzzleguts, Instagram, Sergeant Jughead, Spotify, Professor Bumfluff, Facebook, Madame Pudding, WhatsApp, the Headmaster, X-App, Dr. Trundle, LinkedIn, Tutorbot 3000, Telegram, Coach Feeblebones, Amazon, Primitive Pam, Reddit, Miss Chimneypot, Discord, Mr. Nerdburger, YouTube, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite drinks. Ms. Thunderface, Prime, Madame Guzzleguts, Starbucks, Sergeant Jughead, Sprite, Professor Bumfluff, Gatorade, Madame Pudding, Fanta Orange, the Headmaster, Coke Zero, Dr. Trundle, Diet Pepsi, Tutorbot 3000, Big Blue, Coach Feeblebones, Sunkissed, Primitive Pam, Zevia, Miss Chimneypot, Poppy, Mr. Nerdburger, Bang. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite mobile games. Ms. Thunderface, Magic Tiles 3, Madame Guzzleguts, Candy Crush, Sergeant Jughead, PUBG Mobile, Professor Bumfluff, Angry Birds, Madame Pudding, Subway Surfers, the Headmaster, Among Us, Dr. Trundle, 2048, Tutorbot 3000, Alto's Odyssey, Coach Feeblebones, Temple Run, Primitive Pam, Fruit Ninja, Miss Chimney Pot, Monument Valley, Mr. Nerdburger, Color Sort, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite movies, Ms. Thunderface, Matilda, Madame Guzzleguts, Brave, Sergeant Jughead, Toy Story, Professor Bumfluff, Big Hero 6, Madame Pudding, Shrek, The Headmaster, Hotel Transylvania, Dr. Trundle, Up, Tutor Bot 3000, Wall-E, Coach Feeblebones, Space Jam, Primitive Pam, The Croods, Miss Chimney Pot, Coraline, Mr. Nerdburger, The Lego Movie, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite breakfast foods, Ms. Thunderface, Taco Bell, Madame Guzzleguts, McDonald's, Sergeant Jughead, Subway, Professor Bumfluff, Culver's, Madame Pudding, Wendy's, The Headmaster, Dunkin' Donuts, Dr. Trundle, Burger King, Tutor Bot 3000, KFC, Coach Feeblebones, Jack in the Box, Primitive Pam, Chipotle, Miss Chimney Pot, Domino's Pizza, Mr. Nerdburger, Pizza Hut, Bash the teacher characters and their biggest fears, Ms. Thunderface, Anger, Madame Guzzleguts, Being Stepped On, Sergeant Jughead, Darkness, Professor Bumfluff, Exploding, Madame Pudding, Death, The Headmaster, Losing His Suit, Dr. Trundle, Falling Off the Wheelchair, Tutor Bot 3000, Computer Virus, Coach Feeblebones, Being Hit by a Basketball, Primitive Pam, Dinosaurs, Miss Chimney Pot, Thunder, Mr. Nerdburger, Color Paint on His Body, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite TV shows, Ms. Thunderface, Teen Titans Go, Madame Guzzleguts, Powerpuff Girls, Sergeant Jughead, G.I. Joe, Professor Bumfluff, Futurama, Madame Pudding, Shrek, The Headmaster, Recess, Dr. Trundle, The Addams Family, Tutor Bot 3000, Robot Chicken, Coach Feeblebones, Scooby-Doo, Primitive Pam, The Flintstones, Miss Chimney Pot, Gravity Falls, Mr. Nerdburger, Adventure Time, Bash the teacher characters and their favorite snacks, Ms. Thunderface, Tostitos, Madame Guzzleguts, Wild Protein Chips, Sergeant Jughead, Corn Nuts, Professor Bumfluff, Smart Food, Madame Pudding, Doritos, the Headmaster, Lay's, Dr. Trundle, Chips Ahoy, Tudor Bot 3000, Chex Mix, Coach Feeble Bones, Cape Cod, Primitive Pam, Takis, Miss Chimney Pot, Pieto's, Mr. Nerdburger, Popcorners. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite movies. Ms. Thunderface, Wonder Woman, Madame Guzzleguts, The Hunger Games, Sergeant Jughead, Toy Story 4, Professor Bumfluff, The Matrix, Madame Pudding, The SpongeBob, The Headmaster, The Peanut Movie, Dr. Trundle, Yogi Bear, Tudor Bot 3000, Big Hero 6, Coach Feeble Bones, The Croods, Primitive Pam, The Bad Guys, Miss Chimney Pot, Despicable Me, Mr. Nerdburger, Madagascar. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite drinks. Ms. Thunderface, Sunkist, Madame Guzzleguts, Gunna, Sergeant Jughead, Root Beer, Professor Bumfluff, Dr. Pepper, Madame Pudding, Warheads, The Headmaster, Coca-Cola Zero, Dr. Trundle, Zevia, Tudor Bot 3000, Diet Pepsi, Coach Feeble Bones, Milk, Primitive Pam, Fanta, Miss Chimney Pot, Poppy, Mr. Nerdburger, Mountain Dew. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite candies. Ms. Thunderface, Hi Chew, Madame Guzzleguts, Smart Sweets, Sergeant Jughead, Caramel Creams, Professor Bumfluff, Snickers, Madame Pudding, Laffy Taffy, The Headmaster, Milky Way, Dr. Trundle, Crunch, Tudor Bot 3000, Three Musketeers, Coach Feeble Bones, M&M's, Primitive Pam, Reese's, Miss Chimney Pot, Nerds, Mr. Nerdburger, Twizzlers. Bash the teacher characters and their biggest fears. Ms. Thunderface, being disrespected, Madame Guzzleguts, failure. Sergeant Jughead, failure in a leadership role, Professor Bumfluff, being misunderstood, Madame Pudding, being disturbed, the Headmaster, losing control over the institution, Dr. Trundle, not able to solve a problem, Tudor Bot 3000, being replaced, Coach Feeble Bones, bad performance, Primitive Pam, losing her connection with nature, Miss Chimney Pot, getting stabbed, Mr. Nerdburger, not living up to his potential. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite breakfast foods. Ms. Thunderface, sausages, Madame Guzzleguts, pancakes, Sergeant Jughead, waffles, Professor Bumfluff, breakfast burrito, Madame Pudding, eggs, the headmaster, avocado toast, Dr. Trundle, pastries, Tutor Bot 3000, cinnamon rolls, Coach Feeblebones, donuts, Primitive Pam, bacon, Miss Chimney Pot, breakfast sandwich, Mr. Nerdburger, oatmeal. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite TV shows. Ms. Thunderface, Chucky, Madame Guzzleguts, Gen V, Sergeant Jughead, Titans, Professor Bumfluff, Ginny and Georgia, Madame Pudding, Sonic Prime, the Headmaster, Zero Day, Dr. Trundle, Sweet Tooth, Tutor Bot 3000, PJ Masks, Coach Feeblebones, Paw Patrol, Primitive Pam, Wednesday, Miss Chimney Pot, Supergirl, Mr. Nerdburger, Talking Tom and Friends, bash the teacher characters and their favorite apps. Ms. Thunderface, Viber, Madame Guzzleguts, Google Chrome, Sergeant Jughead, Instagram, Professor Bumfluff, X, Madame Pudding, WhatsApp, the Headmaster, TikTok, Dr. Trundle, Facebook, Tutor Bot 3000, Telegram, Coach Feeblebones, Netflix, Primitive Pam, VLC, Miss Chimney Pot, Messenger, Mr. Nerdburger, YouTube. Bash the teacher characters and their favorite mobile games. Ms. Thunderface, Wordscapes, Madame Guzzleguts, Bubble Shooter, Sergeant Jughead, Fight Night, Professor Bumfluff, Subway Surfers, Madame Pudding, Solitaire, the Headmaster, Temple Run, Dr. Trundle, Doctor Driving, Tutor Bot 3000, Roblox, Coach Feeblebones, Word Connect, Primitive Pam, Candy Crush, Miss Chimney Pot, Call of Duty, Mr. Nerdburger, Fruit Ninja,